Bimini, who I just love and adore, she was like, oh, babes, if I was going to lose to anyone, it'd be you. I love you so much. And then Taste is like, oh, lose to, oh, I see how it is, Bimini.
Hello, DJ, drag superstar, all-round icon, and of course, humble human being, Jodie Harsh here. Welcome to Tea Time with Attitude Magazine, a weekly show where I spill the freshly brewed tea with the latest eliminated queen from RuPaul's Drag Race UK. Today, we're joined by the winner of Drag Race UK. It is, of course, Lawrence Chaney. Lawrence, huge congratulations on your win. How did you celebrate last night?
I still very confused and baffled and just so proud. But last night I celebrated by, having a few drinks, and we were able to have a private screening of it as well, thanks to BBC Three. So all the finalists, we were able to have a drink, a celebratory drink, but everyone else was able to keep drinking and I had to go to sleep because all these interviews.
Oh, you're a superstar now. You got to be professional. Yep. When it was revealed that you were the winner, what was going through your head? Like, what were those sort of 5 seconds like when there's silence before Ru says your name?
Well, I truly didn't think I was going to win, and not in a bad way, not in a self-conscious way, but I just was like, it's all right if she doesn't. And I was really proud of myself for getting to that mindset, because we'd seen in the competition that I, have beat myself up over forgetting one line or missing this or missing that. And I was really proud I was able to get to a place where I went, do you know what? It doesn't matter. We're all finalists. We're all great. Anyone could take it and it would be fine. Do you know what I mean? So I was just so at peace in that moment. But that's why when it was announced, Lawrence Chaney, you're the winner, I was like, wah! I just started crying, and Bimini was crying. We were all crying, and it was so sweet as well. Bimini, who I just love and adore, she was like, "Oh, babes, if I was gonna lose to anyone, it'd be you. I love you so much." And then Taste is like, "Oh, lose to? Oh, I see how it is, Bimini." I love it. It was so positive and just so beautiful.
Who, from everyone we've seen from season 1 and 2, who would you like to see compete in Drag Race UK All-Stars, if that ever does happen?
So, Gothy Kendall, Baga, Ahura, Bimini, Tia. They would be my picks.
And also, as the first Scottish queen to triumph on Drag Race, what impact do you hope that your win will have? Because in the last episode, you mentioned that people had a certain perception of Scotland.
A lot of people perceive Scotland in a really weird way. And I think it comes from when we see Scottish people in media, like when you watch Family Guy or you watch one of these kind of adult cartoons, when they've got a piss take of Susan Boyle, it's always like, I dreamed a dream of time gone. And it's like, I always find that really strange, and how like Mike Myers as Fat Bastard, that was all fine because it was satirical, it was taking the mick. But when a Scottish person does it, like, do you know the amount of people that are like, oh, Lawrence is putting on the accent, Lawrence doing this? I'm like, I'm literally from Scotland. It's a testament to the fact that we really don't have a lot of representation of Scottish people in kind of mainstream media. So I want to not only, wear that crown with pride, but I want to uplift my community as well. That's given me the hosting experience and all that, Yeah,
totally. Now, you never failed to look anything but stunning on the runway, and you always created like such exquisite shapes and silhouettes. Does your crowning also feel like a win for the curvier girls out there as well?
Yeah, 100%. But what I want people to remember is, I'm not saying, oh, go on if you're fat, that's amazing. I just want everyone to feel positive about their body, whether fat, thin, whatever. Your perception of your body is your own thing. And I just want everyone to be able to feel comfortable in their own skin. Because I know up here, I'm comfortable with myself. You know, I don't, I'm not upset at anything I think or any of these things. But I have been there where I am upset for how I look. And that's not right. You know, the way you look isn't upsetting anyone. It's not hurting anyone else. So why does it matter your size? Or, you know, it's weird, that kind of perception. Yeah. So I'm proud that it's a win for, you know, body positivity.
Looking back at the series, you steamrolled the first half of the season, and then post-COVID break, you kind of took, I feel like you kind of took a few stumbles, and it maybe felt like you were in your head a bit more. Yeah. So what was happening there? Was that inner saboteur?
I don't think, or maybe it was the inner saboteur, but I would just call it COVID. Right. It was that way, and I think we all, as entertainers, felt this. Coming back to a normal environment where you're to do what you do or what you did before coronavirus. I'd not performed in 7 months. I'd not told a joke to a crowd in 7 months. I'd not played around with a voice, you know, on a microphone for 7 months. So I had no clue what was going on. So self-confidence wise, I was at my lowest. That was the key to it, was I didn't believe in myself a lot.
Sure, yeah. And you've spoken as well about struggling with some depression, haven't you?
Yeah, well, anxiety and depression. And I mean, that all kind of comes from in school when I would just be bullied. It's hard when a lot of people seem to like gang up on you or say nasty things. It's hard to not feel like that's your fault. It's hard to not just go back and think, well, they all hate me because they're allowed to, because I'm a horrible person, I'm an awful human being, I should not exist. You know, it's hard to not think like that. And I definitely still think there's things I think now with friendships. The thing you saw with me and Ellie Diamond, me arguing with Ellie over a running order. Yeah. Like, that is sadly the kind of truth behind someone that's bullied in school has a thing about loyalty, and there you kind of saw the kind of like snappier side of like me, which was awkward watching back, but again, it made sense in my mind, you know?
Totally. And as well, speaking about the sort of the bullying thing, you briefly quit Twitter after being targeted by online trolls. And of course, there were all, you know, there's also always going to be fans that are disappointed that their favourite didn't win and stuff. So what's your mentality now when it comes to online aggression?
Initially, I was just like, oh, there's too much, stop. You know, so I just wanted that hard hit, like, stop. But I think my problem initially was everything that was said about me on Twitter was actually quite positive. You know, there weren't terribly many, you're a fat slut, you're a this. There wasn't much of that at all. So when it got there, it was alien to me. So I you know, we're so used to, I think as a local queen, you're used to when someone's got a problem with you, you can argue with them and you go, well, you're not allowed to think like that because I've done nothing to you. But you just kind of need to swallow that pill and go, it is what it is now. Yeah. You're the Drag Race superstar.
Totally. And it's also a tiny little fraction of the sort of the fandom of Drag Race that sort of take it upon themselves to be aggressive and essentially trolling and bullying online. It's just like a tiny little percentage. You opened up a lot on your show about experiences of being bullied as a kid, and I was wondering, since you appeared on Drag Race, have any of those wounds been healed? Like, have any past bullies reached out to make amends or anything like that?
I think so. People have, and I remember really briefly, I was walking, it was in the shops, I was out at the shops, and there's me thinking I was unclockable, hood up, mask on, but then they're like, Lawrence, and I'm like, what? But I saw this person at school who I remember had, they weren't a vicious person, but they were also like, at me, So
Yeah.
I just remember them, speaking to me, and they said some really nice things, and they said, I'm really sorry it took me this long to get it.
Yeah.
And that actually really spoke to me, because what has Drag Race been about? It's about educating. It's about talking to people in the middle of nowhere that if in 10 years they've got a gay son, a trans son, whoever it is, it's about being able to educate these people to not see that as a bad thing and not hurt their child or their friend or partner, because of that, So I think that is a testament to it.
Totally. Is there anything that fans didn't see in the show that we wished we could have seen?
So much happens at Drag Race. So many, there were so many jokes that I thought they would keep in.
Right.
Reading challenge, like the full reading challenge. Imagine how cool that would be to see the full reading challenge, because everyone was really funny. But it's the sad truth of filming something that's like a 24-hour day and then it needs to get cut down to an hour. So there is so much you have all missed out on, and it's still a fabulous season. So just imagine if it was an uncut season.
Totally.
Hey.
Finally, what's next? Like, what's the dream? Where are we going now?
I want to take over the world. I want to be everywhere, just like syphilis. I want to be going everywhere. I want to travel the world. I want to make people laugh. But I also want to, continue and have a career in television. I love hosting, and I love making, making fun of myself, making fun of situations that have happened to me, situations that have happened to all of us. So I'm really excited to continue, hopefully cheering everyone up.
It's happening, and I can't wait to see more. Congratulations, Lawrence. You really deserve that.
Oh, thank you, Jodie babes. Love you.
Thanks for watching Tea Time, served to you by Attitude Magazine. Don't forget to subscribe to Attitude Magazine's YouTube channel so you never miss an episode of scalding hot content. Check out our past episodes with Ginny Lemon, Joe Black, Ahura, Tia Coffee, all your faves, and come back very soon where we'll be talking to the other 3 queens.